questions, hints are mixed, and you have an easy start shuffle, but Consternation has a tendency to sometimes stick you in the bottom corner, and that's no fun. And yes, all the caves are shuffled as we are getting underway, and if you find the book, you're going to want it because that's an atlas.
And isn't Shapes also in the cards today?
Yep, and I'm afraid I might have jinxed it because Consternation did indeed stick our runners in the bottom left corner, which is one of the worst starting spots in Easy Start Shuffle. Whoa, big hit about what our white sword item is. It's a ladder in the dead woods.
At least you know where that ladder is, because that's one part of the equation out of the way.
Indeed, and an important part of that equation, and speaking of important, we've got our first level as Dr. J has found level 6.
And Schwint follows right after, just continuing saving since... Oh, Schwint's leaving level 6.
Yeah, that's a quick exit because you're gonna need something to deal with Pulse Voice, which our runners currently do not have.
Something pointy.
A bow and wooden nose would also suffice. Now we got level 8.
No weapon. Oh, well, Schwint Gamer gets a bomb drop, so he'll make use of that while he can.
Yep, and he also took a key that was being watched over by a blue Goma. And speaking of blue Goma, there's a second one as Bogey takes a death in the overworld near the first quest rare shop.
An armor check over here. What's under those stairs? A shop?
There's the potion shop. Oh, and John almost found out what was there. Unfortunately, taking an unfortunate death before there, and oh my goodness, those bomb prices could not get any worse.
I did not see that. What are they?
The maximum of 40.
I can see why this seed is named Consternation. This just makes me want to cry inside, and I'm not even running it.
Meanwhile, we get a screen scroll from Truant Gamer, who's going into level 8, or rather... Actually, that was a clever pirouette into a shoot room.
Well, oh shoot.
And then that pirouette's out the other door, but that's a Chevy room. Can't do anything with that.
Well, unless we got that white sword item, but that's not coming anytime soon. But I will say that blue candle is like mid-range, not like too cheap and not too expensive. It could be worse.
And apparently our door repair message is something you'd hear if you were watching Wheel of Fortune. Problem is, we're solving a different type of puzzle, a Consternation one, and Dr. J has found where level 7 is. And there's a hint, level 2 is going to have the recorder.
And we found our white sword item. We just saw Truant Gamer up in A back to start.
I think Truant Gamers just wants the bombs right now, but he is not gonna forget that. His ladder, more often than not, is required to beat these seeds as Bogey takes an overworld death back to start, and he's about to get the news as to where the ladder is.
Yeah, but we see John Tabin going in there. Is he gonna make it? That's the question. And he does.
Nice. Also, chat's saying that the blue candle is one below its max. As vanilla, it's 60, so 79 is one below that threshold, and, well, if you need recovery hearts, 1 rupee each, so at least something rolled cheap.
Well, this seems like a poverty seed so far. Unless that... Oh yeah, that's a tiny middle. 27.
And our people on 5, as as the enemy there is channeling a runner from the Z3R community by saying, send help. But John Tabin has our first Triforce, and it's the one out of level 5. It was literally free for the taking.
That was so quick I didn't even catch it.
That's a 20 door repair, so that didn't roll plus or minus 0, and Bogey gets sniped from behind by a gorilla.
The truant gamer's in level 7. Let's see if you can go up and find a better path.
There's the recorder hint for level 2.
Is it just me, or is this C telling you to go to level 2?
It's hinting at it. The problem now is finding it. I believe, yep, John was trying to screen scroll. And, ooh, yeah, the big secret's gonna have to be pretty sizable, otherwise this will be a poverty seed.
Well, with these prices, I'm just inside. How does Link afford all this stuff and go to slay Hyrule? Hyrule Ganon's minions crawling about. Oh, on Dr. J's side, we just found level 1.
Now this is a good level to find early because you've got 3 total items you can get, 1 basement, 2 floor drops. Unfortunately for Dr. J, that is a level 1 with whiz robes, something you really don't want to see without a weapon, as Truant Gamer now has the Triforce out of 5.
Speaking of wizards, we also haven't seen our other shooty enemy, the Lionels.
I don't think we've seen Dark Nuts yet either.
Lionels, wizards, and Dark Nuts, oh my.
But we have found what our Armos item is. It's at the Lost Hills, and it is the bow. Dr. J first to get it.
Well, at least they have something to shoot arrows with, so if the silvers are like locked behind a Goma per se, they can buy the arrows first. We're supporting our local businesses in Hyrule.
Yep, no matter how tough the times are, and that was a blue ring at 250 with fairly good small key price if it comes to that. Oh, by the way, the arrows, I believe, rolled to 88 rupees, as Truant is about to find out the truth of level 1, and it's not going to be pretty.
I wouldn't touch that until I have a ring of some sorts, or just some weapon besides bombs.
Oh boy, that big rolled low too. It rolled to 54. This isn't just a poverty seed. This is a poverty seed deluxe.
This
And
already
Dr.
being
is
done.
found level 2 with robes. Oh boy, this could be a rough one.
Well, all we have is a rupee box, and we get a map for that, and name that ink blot.
A segmented ink blot, no less. It looks like something broke off of a tank or something.
I can't remember the enemy name, but it looks like I think it's called a speckle nose? I don't remember what it's called. It looks like a certain Kid-Icarus enemy if you have two mono eyes as the eyes, and another enemy is the nose.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Or it could be a crab.
On Truant Gamer's side, we have any roads.
And instead of multi-pass, why don't they just name it Highway Pass? Because it is practically the highway around Hyrule.
Hylian Highway actually sounds pretty good to me, just to spin it off that. And we get an Old Spice commercial reference.
And we get a wood sword!
Dr. J first to find that up in Casino Corner, where you find the letter in First Quest. That's gonna be what really helps get this seed going.
So, it's not pointy enough to kill those bunnies.
I mean, it does after 8 to 12 hits, but it definitely takes a while.
Ew, more whiz robes.
Heart container for free on the ground. Dr. J picks that up and immediately is to get out of Dodge. I don't blame him whatsoever.
The Truant Gamer just got one of the Takeny caves and picked up the blue candle. So is exploring the overworld on half a heart. May Hylia watch over Link. And John Tabin just found out about the ladder, or just went to check on it.
Dr. J just got a bomb drop, but has to be careful at one heart.
Did you just see what was on Truant Gamer's screen? I couldn't tell what was on the coast. It looks like
that's Boomerang, aka Lord Banana, on the coast.
I figured as much. Lord Banana was playing camouflage tonight.
Yeah, a number of items tend to do that on that bridge, but the most camouflaged item on there is the bow, when it rolls there.
So that means it must be hiding in plain sight.
Well, it's definitely hiding, but not very well.
Oh, we're seeing level 6. And is he pirouetting back in? Nope.
Bogey's found 2, but I don't think he's gonna like what he sees when he realizes that this is Uncle Wizzy's den.
But we've seen Uncle Wizzy in 1 as well. Have we seen level 3 yet tonight? Because I know we've seen 1, 2, I don't think we've seen 4. We saw 5. We definitely saw 6, 7, and 8. And Boogie's getting his wood sword.
It's 3, 4, and 9 that are somewhere. Could any of those dungeons be under one of the 3 remaining power bracelet spots that have not been checked? Could it be on a raft spot? Could it be on a Death Mountain? Jury's out.
Lake.
That too, which is the only recorder spot you will find in First Quest.
Oh, Ruby's getting their Triforce out of 2.
It was in the Keys room.
Yeah,
so that put
better minions.
Well, it's the economy, he can't afford to, but that puts Bogey on the board with their first Triforce.
Oh, if that's where... Oh, it's right in your start as well. And Dr. J is taking any roads. We see Truant Gamer taking an overall death, so... can I count? Okay, that's 4 hearts. Have we had a check yet with 4 hearts for the ladder yet?
Nope, and Truant's not going to be able to due to being out of bombs.
Not anymore.
And John Tabin has found the hints while we find out that Dig Dogger gazes by a lake. That reference is level 5. Well, we have the check, and 4's not enough, so Dr. J at 6 would be able to pick it up without a doubt. The only question is, are all 6 required, or can it be done with 5?
That's, I think, what we're going to find out next. If Boogie hasn't picked up the heart container off the floor in here.
I do believe he did. I think he's trying to track down the recorder. And worth noting that First Quest typically does not have a staircase in 2 unless the dungeon's segmented. Tonight, the dungeon's segmented, so there is one staircase out there. And a smart move by Truant Gamer to buy wooden arrows, because now, once they find the Armus item, the bow is theirs for free.
And also, it gets around that Goma block from earlier.
Wow, I gotta give credit to Bogey for trying to clear out that blue Wizrobe room. Unfortunately, doesn't work out this time.
Let's blue Wizrobes. He who flees today learns to fight another day. And I already forget how the phrase goes. But he's almost there. And you see Truant Gamer taking on those pancakes with sword beams. Or not sword beams, candle. What game
Not a bad choice. Meanwhile, we have John Tabin going up with 2 Triforces with a Triforce out of 2. And there's the recorder! Bogey pulls it out of a blue Wizrobe room!
That's not gonna be fun for the others.
Oh, can confirm that is never fun. As John gets the heart container out of 2. Truant has the bow, by the way, chat pointing out.
So does Dr. J, and Dr. J just gets that Triforce out of level 5 and gets 1 Dorito up on the board.
And while that was going on, Truant got the Triforce out of 6 and is like, nope, I am done with this dungeon. Level 6 tends to be the second largest dungeon in the Shapes algorithm outside of level 9.
Good riddance to level 6.
I think that Goma rolled up one.
You think? It took quite a
Yeah,
bit.
because I counted 4 hits.
I can't count anymore. What the heck is that ink blot?
Oh my, I think level 8 was. I think the game knows that I was gonna bring up how big level 6 can get in shapes, and decided to say, hold my beer, level 8 can be pretty big too. I gotta count this.
What shape is that? I'm just seeing, it looks like a flattened Mew. No, it looks like a mouse.
Kind of reminds me of the dark spots like First Quest 7, albeit modified.
So, since we were too busy looking at the 8 map, we just saw Booby get their ladder. We have 6 hearts.
That'll definitely help, so now those Chevy rooms aren't gonna be a problem. That's 5 hearts now for Truant Gamer.
This level 8 just makes... This whole seed so far makes me want to cry.
Consternation does have that effect. Oh, and here's one other feature of Consternation's second quest rooms. And chat's saying that it's 33 rooms for 8 tonight, and that is on par with first quest level 7.
Oh, is that a candle? No, it's a white sword in level 8.
In a seed with tough combat, that is an outstanding find for Truant Gamer.
And we see Dr. J buying a blue candle. All that just for a blue candle. Done the Moneymaker game in Randomizer just for giggles and seeing is there like any random lines you get? So we have a book and an atlas.
And for Consternation, where the book is an atlas, that is extremely helpful, especially in any flag set where you have the shapes algorithm, because it does eliminate some of the guesswork with bomb holes, but in some cases you still have to find them.
Level 8 so far is coming through with the goods tonight. And it also killed Truant because we just found our Dark Nuts.
Blue ones, I might add.
And no, it is not 5 hearts!
So it is the full 6. Wow.
Wow, Seed. This Seed is just getting worse and worse. So how much you want to bet for that base block tonight?
That bait block in 5, well, we shall see when, well, Truant Gamer might not hit back there, but if somebody else gets there with the Atlas, that is the book, we just might see how bad it is.
We haven't seen Paltros tonight.
Unfortunately, I think John might have inadvertently reset because there's no sword, no candle, no Triforces, so it's going to be some backtracking to get everything again. I'm not sure what happened, but this is the sort of thing you don't like to see.
At least he knows where everything is. So, are we seeing hints over here?
And that was a community hint. Why did I leave caps lock on?
Because this game can only do English in caps lock.
Shoes are optional. Well,
If we're in Florida, you only need no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Well, that was the old saying, but nowadays the saying is no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service. Folks, if you're outside, wear a mask.
That is your now paid messaging. Oh, wow. Look at that level 3 we just found. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a bird. We found a magical boomerang in level 1.
Well, Fury might go for that, but most runners will not because you miss with the boomerang, your game's getting lagged up.
Well, on the other hand, we did just find the Triforce sitting down there.
Yep, being watched over by a big dog.
I just saw it on the ground. Did Dick Dog just hover through it?
I think Bogey's doing a Rick 6 to see what's in upcoming rooms. I can't say I'm a fan when it's a bunch of whiz robes and Pulse Voice staring you down.
Well,
Ooh,
both of them were bad options. Both options were bad options.
And Bogey pays for it by taking a death.
So, I just saw our first setting of a Rhino in level 3.
As John has reclaimed the Triforce out of level 2.
Oh! Dr. J didn't buy the arrows, but he has the bows and he's taking his time and stabbing all those bunnies.
This is time-consuming, and having bubbles in the room does not make this any easier because they do you no favors. But on the plus side, you clear the room, you're done with it, and we got the wand and 3 in a shoot room.
I guess you can say it's a shooting gallery now.
Certainly is.
With our new firearm that's not... Actually, it is on fire because we do have the book. With our new firearm in hand, we can now some sort of continue exploring Hyrule. I mean, if it was a boomstick, we'd get more boom out of that.
Yeah, and it would certainly be a booming hit.
And we find a heart container in the stairwell.
And paper on the coast on Bogey's side.
Oh, we have a red ring on level 6. All these little goodies at once.
Yep, Triforce and 3 for Truant Gamer, and that red ring by Dr. J is an absolute A+ find, as this seed has been tough in the combat sense, as well as a Poverty Seed Deluxe Edition. So that is going to be a find that'll greatly help Dr. J get through the dungeons and this seed.
Oh, and John Tavin's finding out that that ladder is 6 hearts, and oh no, oh dear.
Those are some frustration slashes and more rage bombs than Ed Coughlin puts down in a tip on any one treasure chest in a Zelda 3 rando seed.
And we see Dr. J getting their Triforce out of 6. And well, one Link is missing in action. Will we follow in the others? And Truant is in level 1, and he's gonna... This room, I believe it has an item in the stairwell. It was a metal banana, and I remembered correctly. And then the room south of it is the Triforce.
I'm not even sure what you call this ink plot other than, well, unfortunately, John Tavin's been forced to call it an evening due to technical difficulties.
Well, it happens to the best of us. God knows why HGDQ was running late this morning. And we're seeing some exploration in 5 with Dr. J and more bomb holes and trying to find that bomb hole, and yes, we found one. And Truant Gamer, do you get the Triforce out of 1 yet? Yeah, oh, here's the Dig Dogger room. I guess you can say those 2 rooms are between a rock and a high place. Or a hard place.
Yeah, rock and a hard place. Could be a rock and a hard place up high. And no keys, meaning Truant's next move is the Triforce. Except the Dig Dogger won't get out the way.
And we see Boogie picking up some arrows. For those wondering in chat, no. Oh!
Was that
Thank you,
level
chat.
8? I completely whiffed that.
We both missed that at a key time somewhere.
Well, on the plus side, key blocks won't be an issue for Dr. J, as that can happen easily. Because I've called and seen a number of these races, and oftentimes it's the late key blocks that can decide a race.
We haven't seen a bomb upgrade yet. And we see a piece of paper. Truant Gamer finally gets that prescription.
With how tough the combat's been in this seed, that could be very useful.
Oh, the age-old question. Coke or Pepsi?
And Dr. J gets the news about level 8's ink blot.
And he also gets the news about that Goma.
And no bomb hole.
We had 2 simultaneous ladder grabs from Truant Gamer and Dr. J.
Yep, and 6 hearts was the minimum, and the timing's good, because now ladder blocks aren't going to be an issue, and we found Zelda's room in level 6.
But where's Zelda? princesses in another castle. Oh wait, wrong franchise.
Oh gosh, I remember the first time I saw that message at the end of A Link to the Past Rando seed. The seed was dirty, so I thought it was apologizing, and let's just say I wasn't a happy camper, and then I realized it, and I just started laughing because I got the joke.
Maybe we should add that as one final message at the end.
That should be a message in this rando somewhere. What? Gee, thanks, old man. Gleok returns along the same dungeon that you're in.
The old man, the usefulness of old man hints are very limited. Let's remember this fact.
At least there are hints here, because some randomizers default with hints off.
I mean, at least it isn't false hints.
Oh, gosh. That reminds me of before, when that... I can't remember if this was before or after that flag was implemented, but there was a seed where the old man said that the silvers were elsewhere in level 9 as one of the level 9 hints. Not true. The silvers were in 9 and there was no flag turned on for deceptive hints. There was a lot of salt as a result of that particular seed.
Wait, if this is Consternation flags, why aren't deceptive hints turned on? Isn't that something to bring anxiety?
That would be an even worse version of Consternation, as Bogey gets red ring.
And we see Dr. J facing off with these whiz robes and is taking them down one by one.
Red ring will definitely help in this regard. Short of that, can also help is potion usage, because in a room where you have to clear blue whiz robes, anything like potions, bombs, sword upgrades can make a huge difference. And he gets the recorder as his prize.
But doesn't the recorder only just take you to the dungeons you've beaten already?
I believe so.
I mean, the only use of it now really is that. Go checking Recorder Lake, and once that's out of the way, just clearing those dig dog receptions of vulnerable enemies. Oh.
Bogey got the any key off the floor in 6, so level 6 having the goods. As well as an ink blot that kind of looks like a top hat that's taken some damage.
Yeah, I see I see the head of a parrot. If you zoom in real close and squint your eyes, you can see a parrot head. Or a chicken.
Everybody knows that the bird is a word.
That is a joke that has withstood time.
As we've got Bogey getting the Triforce out of 6, Dr. J getting on the board with the Triforce out of 2. So we do have something coming up called Bite the Bullet, a world record bounty competition for a brand new Metroidvania run and gun title with prizes up to $17.50 total. Details link is in the chat, as well as a link to the Steam where you can get the game on Steam, and the community races are Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, which unfortunately I'm usually working around.
What type of prizes?
Cash prizes. Excuse me, I had to click out of something. With the first place prize of $1,000, second place $500, third place $250. So it's cash prizes. And it started this Saturday and ends on September 13th. And the category is any percent, no major glitches.
That sounds fun. And while we're getting through Hyrule and finding these dungeons one by one, and piece by piece, hopefully we'll stumble upon level 9.
We still have level 4 to find, and we haven't found the raft. So it could be that, it could be power bracelet locked, it could be recorder locked. We just have to find it. Bogey's entered level 1, and with any key, we'll be able to see more of the dungeon than Truant was able to see.
I mean, to sum it up, those Wizrubs, man. So we're seeing, that type of staircase, level 1. And our Stalfos are quite weak tonight.
Generally, the Stalfos don't cause too much trouble. Unless second quest enemies are on, then you might see him start to fire sword beams just like the Lionels. Chat calling out Silvers.
Silvers? Where?
Apparently on the floor at level 1, which is a massive A+ find for Bogey, because that means Truant's gonna have to go back at some point to finish this seed. Dr. J is also in 1. I think he might be closing in on the room, maybe?
I think it's the same room they're in right now. So high five?
No, that room's the map room. I think it's a room up 2 and 1 to the right. If I had to guess, based off where Bogey was exiting.
Oh, the doors look the same. Everything in 1 looks the same.
That's what people say about Zelda 1 dungeons to begin with. It all looks similar, but in a way, not really.
But I wonder how many other runners made the same mistake as Truant in not finding those silvers in 1 earlier. Because if Truant had those silvers, they'd be done with their collection, and all they need to do is find the rest of the Triforces and go mode to Ganon.
True that. Unfortunately, I think what kept Truant from getting the silvers was a lack of keys.
There's the
based off where they were
found.
found.
Runners in the butt.
There's a heart container, so that's 8 for Bogey.
That's quite a lot of hearts for this seed. This type of seed.
Truant goes down to 1 heart, but gets the recorder.
I mean,
Dr. J not thrilled with that hint.
Well, the old man hints aren't useful until they are.
True that.
Though, I'm still wondering, we've seen a line of overworld checks, but where is level 9?
And level 4 too, I'm starting to get suspicious of Death Mountain in that regard.
You know, we haven't found Lake Croissant to complete the jewelry collection. We also haven't seen the rafts tonight. For all we know, it could be raft lock.
True that.
So, aren't you happy you're commentating on the seed rather than racing the seed?
Absolutely. This seed probably would have driven me crazy, as truant as the Triforce attitude.
They all have like mismatched Triforces, like they have one the other doesn't have, except for level 4.
Nobody is level 7s yet either.
But we know where 7 is, unlike level 4.
Yeah, that was a quick block out of that dungeon too, but we shall see when we get back to it. There's a small key, so using a key, getting a key, and then getting the silver arrows on the floor in the next room, Dr. J is now going to have a much easier time of dealing with the Pulse Voice, and barring the requirement of a raft and or a power bracelet, is in Triforce and Go. And has the Triforce out of 1.
Yeah, well, Dr. J is practically in go mode. All he just needs is the Triforces right now.
Yep, all depends on where level 4 and level 9 are at this point. And speaking of Triforces, there's another one. Bogey getting the Triforce out of 3, now just needs 4 and 7. And Truant's taking a free potion.
Was it a Coke or a Pepsi? Is that a bait Dr. J just bought?
I believe so. He might be suspicious of the bait. Has he seen the bait block in 5?
I don't know, but I've always... Now I'm thinking about it, I've never commentated on a bait block seed. That's something on my Zelda to-do list. So we have level 4. So what the heck is that ink blot?
Shapes comes up with some very interesting ink blots.
To me, if you look a little closely, it looks like a very, not cleanly written number 3.
Yeah, it's a pretty messy 3, and behind that bait block, we get a hint as to where level 3 is, which is very helpful news for Dr. J, and he's found the raft!
Hey! That raft could be useful. I mean, that's mainly useless. Oh, we see Truant take a death on level 4 and back to start of the level he goes.
That's a rough one to take. No way out of that room. with the Dig Dogger, and unfortunately, the mini Dig Dogger got the best of him. Meanwhile, Dr. J picking up a very timely clock.
On the other hand, we see Bogey in level 7.
And with that heart container, Dr. J now has a 20% chance of picking up the magical sword should he find the cave that has it.
So, who knows if we're even gonna find the magical sword?
And there's the power bracelet in level 4, so we've basically found everything outside the red candle and Max.
But hey, we still haven't found level 9 yet. That's all that matters.
Yep, that is the big one, but Truant just found something of importance. That is the level 4 Triforce, but Truant is still not satisfied. Still looking for something.
Maybe the silvers.
Well, he has to go to level 1 for that. He doesn't know it, but we do.
Oh, the all-knowing power of commentary. So we see Bogey find the Triforce out of 7. All that's left is to get that Triforce out of 4 and then find level 9.
That's 9 hearts now for Truant Gamer.
Yeah, and after that, once we get to level 9, we get to open our doors. Or at least try opening doors for Zelda when the time comes.
$11 hearts now for Dr. J, as now we got 2 Triforces picked up on screen. Truant out of 4, J out of 3.
We're almost there.
And Dr. J has to shell out 20 rupees for a vowel. And one that wasn't even in the puzzle either. So J and Truant are both in 7. Let's see who gets the Triforce first.
Oh. Apparently I'm just blind, but Shrink Gamers and... Oh. Oh, yeah.
And Bogey just got the power bracelet.
That's the full jewelry set.
And that push block is not pushing.
You think we're gonna have to go into take the raft to find level 9 tonight?
It's possible. And Truant has found the Triforce, but checks another room, sees the Dig Dog, and is like, nah, I'm good. Meanwhile, Dr. J has found a 12th heart container. Those odds for Mags continuing to get better, as now they're up to 60% if he finds the cave. And Old Man's wanting a tweet to be finished. Well, I don't think Old Man really has time for that at this point.
So we're still on the search for level 9. At least Bogey's not gonna have to dip out if he finds it first. If level 9 is raft block, Dr. J technically has a head up on all of them.
Yep, but here's where Dr. J doesn't have a leg up on the competition. He's out of bombs. And there's another hint shop on Death Mountain, but at this point, Truant isn't going to be needing those. And there's the red candle in level 7. Not only is Dr. J not interested, Chad, I think you know what to do. And now we find Mags all the way in northwest Death Mountain. That's pretty far out of the way.
Mags decided it wanted to go to one of the not nice parts of the map.
So yes, as Chad has pointed out, we know level 9 has the remaining 2 heart containers tonight.
Well, at least it isn't vanilla.
Yeah, because having both red ring and silver arrows in there could get rough. Great use of boomerang strats by Dr. J to take care of that dig dogger. And now we see the map at level 7, and that's basically if First Quest 7 looked like a very poorly misshapen letter C.
To me, it looks like an open map.
Yep, that too. Also, for those who are just tuning in late, unfortunately, John had to drop due to technical difficulties.
So, at least we still have 3 other runners, and we still have an awesome race going on tonight, even if the Consternation part of these flags is still present.
Yep, and Recorder Lake had nothing, and now we find a bomb upgrade, technically segmenting level 7 by logic, as in those rooms, there's no way to exit from the top.
We found level 9, and it's bright yellow. And we found Ganon!
Bright yellow, and we already found Ganon!
Now it's 15 hits with the wood sword, and let's go see if Bogey gets the stun lock perfectly. and Ganon disappears.
When it comes to the stun lock, Ganon can be slippery, as Dr. J is the Triforce out of 7.
And at this time, Truant Gamer's just searching around, trying to look for those silvers.
Meanwhile, we got Bacon as Bogey is taking down Ganon.
Risky Bacon.
Yep, apparently Ganon could be heard from the entrance. We're not able to use Bogey's audio, so we would not have been able to pick that up on this side.
So
there's the map for level 9, and as usual, it looks like Swiss cheese.
Not as long as the normal Swiss cheese, but it's still a block or something. Oh,
yep, Truant's in 9. Well, for Truant, there's at least a 2 and 3 at best, rather, a 2 and 3 chance of silvers being here. Unfortunately, the bad news is that the silvers were in 1.
Well, if you check movie screen, we can say thanks, old man, because we got a useless hint.
So now it comes down to where Zelda is. What Bogey is looking for is a single shutter door that pops open with enemies in the room. He finds that, and it's over.
Is it possible to bomb into Zelda's room in the second quest room?
No, there is no such way, but I did see a door pop open, and that was it. She was up in the top right corner. Get your GGs in chat for Bogey, who has finished first on Restream, 4th overall, with a time of 1 hour, 1 minute, 35 seconds.
Wow, I guess you can say that was fast.
Yeah, that really was, especially for Consternation, where the seeds can definitely take between hour 10, hour 20 or more, depending on the seed. Our other 3 finishers to this point: 3rd place, Captain Green 7, 59.31. 2nd place, Beat by Steel, 58.29. And our winner tonight, Jay Coper, with a time of 57.26. And this just in, Shaddy has finished with a time of 103.36 in 5th.
Speaking of our winner, Jay Coper, wasn't he a last-minute entrant? I guess that's what you can call taking a sweep.
He got in before the lock and finished. Whoa, +6 on the bomb upgrade. Dr. J doing due diligence on that, and he picked up the magical sword. So 12 was enough in that regard.
Well, I'd pick up mags just for why not. So,
yeah,
one on a
combat's much better with that.
No, I'm shocked. I thought these Consternation seeds would be longer than 1 hour, and with having 3 people finish sub 1.
Yeah, I'll admit, the seed is a bit of a rough start, but once it got going, let's just say for our top finishers, no stopping them, because once they get going, like I said, it's just like a train going downhill. There's no stopping it. Also, for those who missed it, the recorder theme was the boss music from Super Metroid. There's a shoot room for Truant. I'm not sure where this second item is, but we do know that it is not what Truant's looking for.
Truant just got unlucky because those silvers were blending into the floor and won.
Yeah, the unfortunate timing of that key block is why he's still looking for items.
And the Swiss cheese block of 9 is not exactly the most fun thing to navigate around.
Oh no. And I saw a real doozy of a 9 recently, where stairs were hard required to even get around the dungeon. It was nasty.
Oh.
And Truant just found Zelda's room.
Yeah, that's only going to be useful much, much later. Though, we're having Dr. J check the wrap spot.
And Truant walks right into the danger noodle.
Well, they're called danger noodles for a reason.
And level 9 definitely needed the power bracelet, so Dr. J is going to need to get that out of level 4 in order to get into level 9.
So a feat of strength was required to save the princess tonight.
Yep, to save the princess, Link could not skip leg day or core workouts for that matter, as Dr. J is returned to level 8.
Went to level 1.
Truant is in the right dungeon, he just has to get to the right room.
We're about to discuss one's eating plot. It looks like a dog jumping over a log.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe on an obstacle course, since Dr. J now officially has the Triforce Anime. That's why he went back.
Well, we know what was missing.
And with that, Truant has the silver arrows, so it's going to be back to level 9. He knows where to go, so it's only a matter of time before Truant wraps up.
So, at least he knows where Zelda's room is in level 9, and we also know that when entering level 9, you can hear Ganon's roar.
Yeah, that takes one part of the equation out right away. Listening for the roar in a door. You hear the roar right away, so you know it's either to the left or the right. Thankfully, in this case for our runners, it was to the right and not to the left, because that would have just been disgusting. And meanwhile, for Truant Gamer, he hears Ganon. It'll be 7 to 8 hits with the white sword to take care of Ganon. Just gotta be careful not to take too many Hyrule drivers, as that's 4 hearts per.
Well, he has a Coke in hand, no need to fear. And we've got bacon.
And at the right time, too, because Truant Gamer was in range to take a death if he took another Hyrule driver, and Dr. J has found level 4.
So, let's see if Dr. J knows to go look for that power bracelet in there. I mean, well, technically, if Dr. J's been to every dungeon and found everything that can be found, by process of elimination, that's the only place that we know it's a 50-50 gamble on either, actually it's a 1 in 4, because we have the Devil Hearts, the book, and the power bracelet, because I think Dr. J knows that metal boomerang is in level 1.
Yeah, he definitely crossed paths with that.
And just soon we're gonna have Truant Gamer reach Zelda.
Except I think Truant Gamer got off path a bit.
But didn't Truant Gamer find Zelda's room earlier in the first dip in 9?
Yes, so it's possible he forgot the path entirely.
Well, we gotta check to find Zelda, and
Dr. J just got wife forced.
Why?
Yeah, he was close to the power bracelet, and he's leaving the area. Oh boy.
This is not gonna be fun, nor pretty.
The only good news about this is that the recorder can bring him back there fairly quick. The bad news is he's gonna need that power bracelet.
But how many overworld checks does that take until the power bracelet's the only option left? Oh!
Truant's on the right path now.
What are we up to? Oh, and we have Zelda at Truant Gamer.
And with that, get your GGs in chat for Truant Gamer, who has finished in 7th place with a time of 1:11:26, just behind Chess Jerk, who finished in 6th with a time of 1 hour 10 minutes flat.
With that, we just gotta hope and pray Dr. J gets that power bracelet out of 4.
Oh, apparently he did, actually. I must have missed him picking it up, as now he's in 9, and he's heard Ganon, so here we go. Yep, for the final time tonight, here's Ganon.
And we are joined by Truant Gamer.
GG on the seat, Truant. You know, that was a really tough break on getting key blocked in one where you did, because if you had a key there, you would have had the silver arrows so much sooner in the seed.
Yeah, it's amazing what one key can do to you here and there, because I thought I was playing pretty well in the mid-game. And then as I was starting to get to the end, I was getting a little worried that I was going to have to completely dig 9. I started to see some times roll in, and the metagame in me just said, yeah, it's probably somewhere. 1 is right next door. Just go check that. I have keys now, and that's what it was.
Yep, 1 key can make it, 1 key can break it, but that was a well-played seed overall. Especially considering where the start screen was, the money situation. There were some things about this seed that screamed yikes right off the bat.
Yeah, I got a little worried when I saw the hint prices that one of those was going to be for the silvers, and at that point with the money I had, I didn't know if I was going to need the bait for 5 and everything else. I just said let it go, and you're going to have to gamble on this one.
Well, it was the correct gamble, as Dr. J did check the bait block in 5, and it did lead to the raft. However, the raft wound up being nothing of consequence. Uh-oh, Dr. J was so close, but that staircase is going to take him clear across the map. So, looking forward to the week. I gotta check something here.
Sorry, GG on my behalf. I just had to step out for a minute.
No problem. Thank you.
So, while we have a moment, and while not totally, well, kind of Zelda related, it's worth asking. We've got SG2Q this week. What runs are you looking forward to for this particular week?
I gotta say, I forgot what's going on with the this week because it's been so long since I paid attention to it. I gotta double check and see, but I have a feeling it was Friday was when a lot of the races were that I wanted to watch, or a lot of the runs.
Friday? That's gonna be a good day, I feel.
What's going on Friday for people who don't know?
Ah, yeah, there it was. The Mario Brothers Warpless race is that night, and so is the Breath of the Wild run.
Cool.
Yeah, there's also looking at the skit. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna miss some of it due to work, but that's what the YouTube VODs are for. But there's also a Lost Levels run. It's part of this. It's also part of the. It's also being raced on that day, and also being raced that night is Metroid Fusion Hard Mode 1%. That's gonna be insane. Unfortunately for Dr. J, he's making some solid turns to try and figure out where Zelda is. Unfortunately, he was 2 rooms away and took a ladder, or rather a transport staircase, that sent him across the map and down the wrong path.
Really quick before I run off here, I want to say thank you to everybody, and I always appreciate us being able to do this on Sunday nights.
Absolutely, and it's always fun to be able to do commentary for these. It's always a treat, always my pleasure, and I'm looking forward to doing this again real soon.
You and I both.
Take care, everyone.
You too.
Alright, GG's.
Still looking for Zelda on Dr. J's end.
Well, the other thing he could run into, now unfortunately, that Take Any eats one of the level 9 hints. Quadrant of the kidnapped or enemy group that guards the compass would be, right now, would be Dr. J's best bet to get him back on track. Oh, hi, Patra. And nope, can't bomb that way. And there's that one gel that is deciding that it doesn't want to cooperate. So Dr. J is trying to do a block clip into this staircase, but sometimes the timing of it just doesn't cooperate for some reason. Up there he goes. Now this has brought him close to where he was before, but he still has a ways to go.
Finally! Back from interruptions, I'm alive, and hopefully we'll find Zelda.
We are getting there.
I wonder how much of an eye Dr. J has checked off on their tracker.
At this point, I'm starting to wonder how much of level 9 is left to check.
Tis the question to always ask.
And the last room in the bottom left is a turnstile room, which does absolutely nothing.
Well, that's Zelda 1 Randomizer for you. Hey, isn't that Ganon's room?
Yep, but Ganon's not there. I'm guessing we caught him out on a stroll today.
Apparently he likes to wander level 9. I mean, Saber practically left the front mat there for us to walk in and take a stroll as well.
True that. We do have one more finish. Amazing Toaster finished in 8th place at the time of 121.08. Left a comment of died in Zelda's room. That's rough.
Have we even seen the compass on level 9?
I don't think we have.
Man. I mean,
I'm wondering if this pack is blocking it.
Sword.
Well, game proved me wrong there.
Things just keep getting worse and worse in this level 9. We have dark nuts and like a 4 stairwell patches like this. And a spirally cinnamon roll room.
Cinnamon rolls, so good for breakfast. Anyway, food choices aside, spiral staircase room dark nuts, not fun.
But a cinnamon roll is good with crispy bacon that we just made.
Very true, very true.
I mean, on that line of thinking, the Triforce is yellow, so it could be the eggs of our meal.
Yeah, very possible.
Though, this big piece of Swiss cheese is just trying to have Zelda be very evasive. I mean, you know those cartoons where the mouse hides in those pieces of Swiss cheese?
Oh, yeah.
I guess you could say Zelda's the mouse.
Yeah, that is very well could be.
So, how do you like the idea of maybe... Can I propose the idea of a Consternation flag tournament? Oh, there's Zelda.
That would be one to run by Crimson Avix and the admin team. But in the meantime, Dr. J has found Zelda. And with that, get your GGs in chat. What's he doing? Never disregard that. Anyway, get your GGs in chat for Dr. J. Finishes with an official SRL time of 1:25:30. And his comment is, did not die in Zelda's room. Oof, savage.
That's SRL chats for you. And is Dr. J going to be joining us soon?
In the meantime, what's on the speed gaming docket for tomorrow? We have at 2 o'clock in the afternoon a Link to the Past Rando Daily Race. They're running open flags tomorrow. While at 9 p.m., they're running SMZ3 Hard Logic. That should be a fun watch because the Super Metroid movement is insanely good. And we are joined now by Dr. J. GG.
Thank you.
GG as well.
Yeah, I probably could have skipped that third heart on the take any's and gotten the candle and gotten rolling sooner. Maybe that's just me, though.
Well, on the plus side, you were the first one on Restream to find the bow and the sword, so you were the first one to really get going on this seed.
Huh. I kind of figured with how long it took me to get those that I was behind, but I guess not.
This wasn't an easy seed, with the amount of challenges you faced along the way.
Yeah, and especially with, with Power Bracelet required, but it was forced to pick it up in 4 anyways. That couldn't have helped much, but it could have been worse.
Yeah, starting all the way in the bottom left in the dead woods certainly made getting to things like the sword and the bow much harder than they probably needed to be, but you got there first, and once you got there, you got it going.
Yeah, just once I finally started getting rolling, then it just all started to come together there at the end.
That it did, and you were the only one to pick up a bomb upgrade, which was probably the only thing that was a discount in this whole seed, because everything else was either low money rewards, high prices. It was literally the definition of a poverty seed.
Oh yeah, and I desperately needed that bomb upgrade because I was out at the time too, and didn't want to take my chances on farming either.
Understandably so, because we all know how RNG can go sometimes. Right down the hill.
It practically is find the bomb hole with shapes.
Yeah, it's with shapes you really have to make sure you're okay on bombs there too. So it's just when you can reload on there, it does make a difference. Although not
the only other thing in 9 is when you took that turn that took you from the top left to the bottom, did you still suspect you might have left something behind in that top corner, or did you want to just see more of the dungeon to see, nah, she can't be there, she's got to be XYZ, some other location? I'm just curious as to what your thoughts were there. And then you realized you had to go back, and there she was.
Yeah, I just kind of figured that it was odds were that she was going to be somewhere that wasn't up there. And let's see, just going to bring up the map. Oh yeah, I had the map before then too, so I just figured there's a lot more to explore off to the western half of it. But nope.
Yep. Sometimes the odds get you.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of 9 that I can usually make up a lot of time in too.
No, just curious. When you were in 9 earlier like that, did you find Zelda's room earlier? Because I remember I thought you came across Zelda's room earlier and then missed it and went on a whole goose chase for it.
I did not. I had stopped going like one room south of Zelda's. If I had just gone west instead of trying to take staircases, I would have been done.
Okay, I'm just crazy at this hour. I mean, Zelda's just trying to trick all of us. I mean, isn't she chic?
Pretty much.
Oops, spoilers alert! Sorry, people who haven't played Ocarina of Time.
Well, to be fair, Hyrule Warriors also kind of spoiled that one. So is Smash.
Yeah, that Smash game.
Yep, so any final thoughts on the seed before we get out of here, Dr. J?
Not really. I mean, figuring out that it was a poverty seed before having to buy stuff just kind of prioritized things, and also seeing how many Wizrobes were in dungeons early, figured I was going to have to save up for a ring and maybe arrows, but finding red ring and then finding silvers without having to do either of those, that was a relief.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like the game balanced out in those regards. We've seen where the game hasn't balanced out, and that can be brutal.
Game does what game does.
Indeed.
And with that, that is this week's Weekly.
And with that, before we get on out of here, go ahead.
Thank you, chat, for being here. I want to thank our tracker tonight, Freedom Fighter, and I'd also like to thank you, Leslie Pro, tonight for being my co-host. And I'd also like to thank For Runners for giving us this beautiful entertainment. And Advents, if you're listening to me, make this a tournament for all of our sakes.
Yeah, it would be an interesting tournament. Definitely follow the runners. They're the true stars. They're the reasons why we're here. John Tabin, Bogey Small Student Gamer, and Dr. J, PhD. And it was my pleasure to do commentary for this particular race. This was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. And with that, take it away. You got the last word tonight, K-Tap. Now, everybody, have a good night, good week, stay safe, and go get those PBs.
And on my behalf, good night, Hyrule. Stay safe, wear a mask, and also, don't forget the silvers before going to Ganon. We need some bacon. Good night.